Most online coaches are making a massive mistake with their content that is keeping them broke and pushing away their prospects. So in this video here, I'm going to break down the content strategy that I'm seeing work best right now to sign high-ticket clients in 2025. So I've been posting content online since January of 2018. I posted content on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and by my rough estimation, I've posted at least 6,500 pieces of content over the past 7 years. I've posted thousands of videos, thousands of text-only posts, thousands of images and stories, and I've had well over 200 million views across all platforms and have built audiences of over 430,000 followers combined. Now, all that to say, I've done more content testing and trial and error than most people, and I've learned a hell of a lot along the way. And one of the most important lessons that I've learned is that certain types of content pull prospects closer to us and increase the likelihood of them becoming a client, and other types push prospects away. But here's the thing, the type of content that converts the best probably is the opposite of what you might expect, especially if you look at the typical engagement metrics like most people do. So I call these two different content types shotgun content and sniper content. I'll show you the difference in a moment, but first, let's talk about the massive mistake that I mentioned. So the biggest mistake that most coaches make with their content is giving away too much value. They're solving all their prospects' problems with their content. So value content is the typical how-to content. It's content where you teach your viewers and your followers exactly what they need to do to solve their problems without you. Now, let me ask you this. When was the last time you ever hired a coach or a mentor because their content was so valuable? Probably never, right? And the reason for that is because if somebody puts out valuable content, you watch it, you learn from it, and you go try it on your own. It doesn't typically make you want to pay the money. Value content creates triers, not buyers. When you give away how-to content, people just go do it without you. Value content is what I call shotgun content. It's basically shooting shit at a wall and hoping something that you post is going to hit the right person and make them want to buy. But very rarely does that ever happen. Now, I'm sure you've heard a lot of the big names, like Mr. Hormozi, telling you to put out more valuable content. And if you look at his content, this is exactly what he does too. Massive amounts of value for free. But we have to remember that we're not playing the same game that he is. He is playing the popularity game. He is not selling a coaching program. In fact, if we look at the past, when he was selling a coaching program, he didn't put out a single piece of value content. All he used was direct conversion ads and made millions and millions of dollars before he ever put out a single piece of content. So we have to optimize for the game that we want to play. If you want clients, stop giving away your best secrets and strategies for free. So if it doesn't work for coaches, why do so many people keep making the mistake of posting this type of content? So as I mentioned, if you were to look at the engagement metrics for value content, on the surface, it looks like it's working. Shotgun content or value content will get you a ton of engagement. You'll get likes and comments and shares and saves and probably a ton of new followers too. And most people get sucked into these vanity metrics because honestly, it feels good, right? It feels like you're winning. It feels like more people are paying attention to you. It feels like your business is growing. But all of these metrics, these vanity metrics, are false indicators because only a very small percentage of the people who engage with your content when you're using value content will ever convert into buyers, meaning that you need to build a massive audience and go mega viral all the time if you want any hope of building a profitable coaching business. So using shotgun content or value content is the least efficient way to grow your business. Now, how do you know if you're giving away too much value? So what I like to tell my clients is that if you're getting a lot of thank yous in your comments, that's a huge red flag that you're giving away too much value and creating triers instead of buyers. Buyers don't comment thank you. They message you and ask you, how can I sign up? How can I get started now? That is the only metric that you should be concerned about. How many people are saying, I'm in, I want your help, I need your coaching program, right? That is the metric that we should be optimizing for. So this leaves the question, what type of content should you post then? What type of content is going to attract buyers and push away those triers? So you want to use what I call sniper content. Now, sniper content isn't valuable in the typical sense. With sniper content, we're never going to give away the how-to answers or the solutions to our prospects' problems in our content. Instead, with sniper content, you focus on building know, like, and trust by sharing your philosophy, your beliefs, your story, the results you've got for yourself or for clients, Anything else that also kind of showcases the uniqueness or the differentiation of your system, your strategies, and your offer as well is considered sniper content. Basically, your goal with sniper content is to convince your viewers and show them why they should hire you to help them solve their problems and why they should choose you over the competition or any other options that they might be considering. With sniper content, you give away the what and you tell them the why, but you hold back the how. If they want to know the how, they gotta pay. So this video right here is a perfect example of sniper content in practice. I'm telling you the what, which is stop posting value content and stop solving your prospects' problems with your content. I told you the why, which is so that you can attract buyers instead of creating triers, but I'm holding back the how, which is all the storytelling strategies, the authority frameworks, how to position yourself as an expert, how to differentiate yourself from competition, how to shift beliefs, how to prehandle objections with content, all that kind of stuff, right? And there's one more important reason that I hold back all of the how information too as well. And hopefully when I share this realization with you, it'll be what convinces you to do the same if you're not already convinced to stop putting out valuable content. So as I mentioned a few times throughout this video here, with value content or how-to content is that it creates triers. Now, in most cases, that's all they're ever going to be. Just triers. 99% of the triers will never ever be successful on their own. They become triers and they remain triers because they believe that all they need to be successful is information or knowledge. Now, there might be, or there may be a small amount of these triers who are able to convert that information into action and go through the trial and error process on their own and get to the solution and be successful on their own. There's a small percentage of those people that will, but not most. Most people will fail. They'll stay stuck in the mental masturbation cycle that they're in right now, constantly searching for new information to try to solve the problems on their own. Now, if you're a coach, you likely know that for most people to be successful, they require more than just information, right? They need nuance, they need personalization, they need support and guidance. They need a coach to help them implement that information the right way and not screw it up. So, if you actually want to help people, like I assume you do if you became a coach, you need to understand that you're doing people a disservice to your audience by only putting out value content. You're giving them false hope that they can do it on their own, when the reality is, if they were going to be successful on their own, they would have already done it, and they would have no need for your content. And I'm sure you know this as well as I do. The most successful people have coaches. You will likely have coaches yourself, or you have in the past. I have a mentor now, and in the past, I've spent $45,000 on mentorship and coaching over the past 7 years. Coaching is what changes lives, not value content. So if you've been getting a lot of engagement or leads, but nobody is buying, or if you're getting a lot of thank yous in your comments, but nobody is DMing you asking for help, you very likely need to stop giving away so much value. You need to stop putting out shotgun content and start producing more sniper content. Remember, popularity isn't profits. Optimize for the game that you want to be playing. And by the way, if you want to deep dive into the full system I use to scale 2 coaching businesses to over 20K per month now and help dozens of others add 5 to 15K per month to their profits, go watch the video somewhere on the screen here right now.